Welcome, children of the half-bit nation. Welcome to...
What's that? What?
I don't know.
Children of the half-bit. Is that like a Moulin
makes
Rouge
sense.
thing you're going for?
Nah,
No?
more of a Colbert thing.
Okay.
Get one closer.
To me?
Yes.
Oh.
To me,
Paul
the
isn't
quiet
loud
one.
enough.
Yes.
Oh. Welcome, children of the half-bit nation, to 8.5-bit live.
Hey!
The only show-
Oh, is that almost
Nah,
a scene?
nah.
God damn it!
Nah.
So close.
The only show you're watching right now, except if you got a second screen going, which my
Yeah.
wife most certainly does. Probably watching Grand Designs or perhaps RuPaul's Drag
I
Race.
Do you like-
that.
do you
Oh,
like
they're good shows.
Grand designs.
Yes,
do.
I
What
watched
is-
a lot of it.
What is the grandest design that
Man.
you've seen? Man. It turns out it's man.
There's some cool ones.
Yep.
I watched the Australian one.
Boo.
That exists.
Do we have anything good? You know, like when there's the
Yeah.
Australian version of eccentric shows and they just don't really work out that well
But
because
it's
we're
not
too
really
conservative.
eccentric. It's actually like good design and architecture
Yeah.
and stuff. Like legit. But RuPaul's Drag Race though, that's some good architecture.
On those heels.
Yeah.
Why is it that the ugliest men make the prettiest women on that show?
Except
So, we're good? Can you hear us?
Too hot.
Mike.
Too hot for stuff. Okay. I'm your host, Paul. And joining me tonight are my good friends, James.
Hello.
And Anais.
hello. Say my name. You're bringing back school memories. Stop it. No,
That's alright, because my last name's Bowling. Spelled exactly the same way as bowling. But majority of the time, you know how they said it? Have a guess.
Bowling?
Yes, bowling.
Oh, is that a real thing, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yes.
I once thought it would be very funny to make a Twitter account called James Bowling
Mm-hmm.
and just repost everything James did, just with changing like a word to poo or something like that. I think within 5 or 10 minutes, James had found it.
Yes.
Got incredibly furious at me.
I was not happy.
And apparently, and I had to remove it. And
Yes.
he said he was never going to be as good a friend with me again
That was
No.
it.
because of a poop joke.
It hasn't been the same
But
since.
that's how you know you've made it when you have a parody account.
Yeah, but it was Paul doing it of me.
You know the Peter Molyneux parody
Oh,
account?
the Peter Molyneux.
Yeah.
He's
Molyneux.
great. I love it so much.
He's like got more followers than the actual
It's because
Peter Molyneux.
there's actually good ideas that come through from the Peter Molyneux.
Because, well, Mology's just great.
It's like,
thing.
I think one of the ideas was there's like, it's a co-op game where everyone controls the single eye of a spider.
Yeah, that's a great
Oh.
idea for a game.
It's so good.
What else could you
great.
possibly want? Okay,
You're right,
something
we
weird's going on. That's all right. I can hear myself. That's fine.
That's the
So
important
that's
thing.
important.
That's the important thing, as long as Paul's coming through.
Okay. So, what are we doing this week? James, you've had a big week.
Yeah, you might notice how tired I look. You see the
So
tired,
tired.
see the tired
That's just your
eyes.
face.
I mean, I normally look kind of tired. I shipped a video game this week.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, it's Astro Attack. The game has been doing quite well, which has been really rewarding to see. It's
trailer.
Yeah, the trailer. You can see what it is. You can actually go grab this right now, completely, totally free.
Free.
What's the journalism rules for self-promotion? I'm never quite
We're
sure.
not journalists.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
right. We're not journalists. This is a game which is inspired by Space Invaders, mixed up with everything that I love about video games.
There's some really cool ships like Necrobus.
Necrobus.
And there's like a Commander Shepard reference
Yeah,
in
this-
there that I love.
And there's Space Dude.
There's Space Dude.
Space Dude.
Yeah. That's been big for me this week. And Anais. Anais been helping me out as well. She's been doing some cool stuff.
And me.
And Paul,
I'm in the credits.
you're in the credits.
Big flashing
Yeah.
lights.
Big shout out to Amy as well.
Mhm.
And Michael. All been doing some really cool stuff.
I'm just going to get a little intimate.
Yeah.
Speak like this for the rest of the show.
Ooh.
I like it.
Paul at night.
You know what? It's better audio quality if we get that close.
Oh,
but
so
I'm just going to be.
can
really
I
quiet.
do it too?
No, not that
What,
loud.
oh, like,
It's creeping me out.
We've
what
got
if-
to
what if I-
remix everything.
what if
But
I go like
I feel
this?
like this is like the After Dark. Like,
Oh,
kind of
we've
one.
been talking about doing the After Dark episode for a
Yeah.
while.
After dark time. Okay, you can get really close now, James.
Alright, can I get to it
Sexy.
now?
Can you get
Sure.
closer, please?
Can I get really close?
We're getting really close.
Am I being the
Oh,
loud
yeah.
one tonight?
No, you're still not loud.
No.
That's not your style.
How you
No,
going, Paul?
It's not.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
Apparently, the audio is being really weird tonight. So, but mainly for me.
Okay,
So
but-
I've got really close and intimate now.
I wanted to get in, have a chat.
Okay. You can do the on the chin. That's
Yeah.
always a good move.
What happens with the beard when that happens? Does it get
Nothing.
scratchy?
No.
So I can put my chin on the microphone like that.
But please don't do it like that.
Why? Why, Paul?
Good God. How are you, Anais?
I'm good, thank
You know what?
you.
I'm just going to straight do this. It's more even voice. I have to be calmer though. I can't yell tonight. I can't rant about Gamergate or SJWs.
Oh no, we should do this
or
more often.
Kotaku or
Yeah.
what else? What else can I rant about?
I don't know. You find so many things to rant about.
I just wish everyone would calm down.
Like Paul right now.
Just calm down a little bit.
Maybe if everyone talks like this.
This really could be my talk radio. See, even then I got a little bit too excited.
Oh yeah,
Got
no,
a
you
little
got
bit too loud. Okay. Anais, what have you been doing this week?
Playing video games, I guess. Oh, and I moved my office into my garage. That was exciting.
But where did you put your car?
Outside, where it belongs.
It's an outside car. And
It's not a dog.
how do you
okay?
feel about that?
It's fine. The hail damage is like doesn't affect anything else. Like it's fine.
We'll have the car on next week.
I feel like this is one of those like ABC radio shows. Like they talk really calm.
especially since
Or
I-
classical music. Their voices are
Since I can hear
fancy.
myself in the cans, it's very surreal.
Oh.
I feel like
And
we've slowed
sexy.
right down as well.
We have a little bit.
Yeah.
Which sometimes we race through things too much.
Mm.
See, James, if you're going to not be sexy,
can
I
I-
have to turn you up a little bit. You
can
got to
I-
make a choice.
I'll kind of lean back.
If you're there, you're fine.
Yeah, I want to lean back.
Not that far.
Oh Jesus. Okay, about here.
Fine. That's all right. So
I'll say about here.
this week has been quite a week for gaming. James,
Yes.
you've been playing a popular new release.
I've been playing a game called Astro Attack.
We've done that. We've done your game. It's made several downloads. 20,000.
I want to do a big thank you to everyone that's helped make it. Yeah,
Yeah.
look this up again.
You've already said me.
Yeah, and Anais, and Amy, and Michael.
And what
They've
about
done
all the
an
other
awesome
people that
job.
worked on it? What about the coding team?
The coding team.
Yeah.
yeah,
The
that-
monkeys in your
yeah,
garage.
just the single monkey that's been doing it. Yeah.
It looks
No,
good.
really, it's a big thank you to everyone. Wouldn't be what it is without him. Don't make that sound with your mouth. Are we seriously doing this whole episode?
Maybe. I'll calm down. I'll go back to a bit more normal. See, I'm used to being like singing in a band, so
Yeah, I'll say.
I'm actually more comfortable holding a mic in
Yeah.
many ways. Okay. Although I do use a mic stand, so that makes no sense whatever. Okay, great show, everyone.
Yeah, good
Okay,
start.
Now that we've covered Astro Attack twice, what do you think about Astro Attack, Anais?
I like it.
I
I'll
think
download
Go
it.
download
maybe.
it
No.
on iOS right now.
And you should rate it.
Richard
Yeah.
Wilkins
And it was
gave
a
it
Mashable.
3.5 stars.
Mashable.
We had 1 2-star review.
Ooh.
The rest have been 5, which has been great.
Find them.
But even then, it's like the game's fun. I don't like shooters 2 stars.
Oh,
Then
that's
no one
not a very
asked
good
their
review, is it?
opinion.
Yeah, well, I did. Like, please rate my game.
Okay. This is
This is so good.
so. Now can we move on to the hot new release, James?
You mean Astro Attack? Okay, no, let's keep. Okay, all right. I'll let it go.
When's it coming out for Android?
Soon.
The real
The real
mobile
platform.
console.
That's where the money is.
Andro Attack.
Android Attack.
Okay, James, you've been playing Dark Souls 3.
Yes, I have been playing Dark Souls 3.
And what's that like?
It's Dark Souls.
Can you describe to me Dark Souls 3 without saying it's more Dark Souls?
It's the Dark Souls with a bit of. It's. I'll hold it. Hold on. Let me.
No, I'll just turn you back up again.
Okay. All
You're
right.
fine.
Okay. The producer's so sad.
Okay, James.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's talk a bit about Dark Souls 3.
Now you're getting close again.
Oh God. Okay. Talk a bit about Dark Souls 3. We good? Am I here?
Without saying it's more Dark Souls.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's Dark Souls with more Bloodborne,
Ah.
which is a Souls game. So you could kind of say it's more Dark Souls.
Okay. So,
All right.
yeah, we're enjoying James's spoiler-free footage, which he said is just looking at this fellow's back
Well,
for 5 minutes.
I know some people are really touchy about footage. Actually, no, I thought I actually did have some footage where I was moving.
No, you do, but we tested it while you were in the bathroom before the show, and it's mostly just the back of this guy.
Really? Okay.
Shall we fast forward?
Yeah, can we
through
fast
this?
forward through a bit?
Oh, some clouds.
Oh, wow.
That's happening.
That's a lot of... There we go. Now we're moving around. I probably should have trimmed that. So... Me. I probably should have trimmed that. So the first thing I noticed jumping into this is that it definitely feels faster than the previous Dark Souls games.
Yeah.
Not Bloodborne fast, but definitely feels faster. what I was really happy to see, I'm starting here. I think it's the mercenary class or whatever, but I have the 2 weapons. And I remember in Dark Souls 2, I tried to do dual wielding, but it was sort of you just would use a weapon in either hand. Where now you actually have a weapon, an attack set based off those the weapons. So with these 2 weapons, I can do a lot of kind of AOE kind of broad sweeps and things like that.
You can try spinning.
I can try spinning. It's a good trick. It is a good trick. The part I'm showing here is just the tutorial. Like, it's actually just a tutorial with none of the bosses or
He
anything.
looks a little bit like you,
Does he?
but he's tall.
Oh, I'm not tall.
Do you customize characters in this?
You can, and it's been nice. Normally in Dark Souls games, when you customize your character, you immediately die. You become hollow, or whatever it's called in any game, and you're just like a zombie. Like, it's almost like this cruel joke that you customize your character and then you never look at it. With this one, I seem to keep my appearance more. I haven't died a lot to the point where it degrades. I'm actually not too sure if it degrades, but I have noticed I've been seeing more of just my character, what it looks like.
So James,
good. Yep.
In differences, explain to me that blue bar.
So that's a mana bar, I believe.
Mana?
Here's the thing. I haven't been playing a mana character.
Yeah.
So I've just been playing the same kind of character that I've played in previous Dark Souls games. So if you'd ask me what the new systems are, can't really tell you. But this is something I'm going to keep playing, and I'll be able to give more impressions on as I go. I think my initial impression is this is more Dark Souls. It's prettier. It runs well.
Can I talk about the blue bar then?
Hold on, I'm going to get to a boss soon. Well, not a boss. This is like a mid. What do you call a mid boss? It's a big creature.
Why
you can kill.
can't we talk because there's a boss
I
soon?
can though, because I do pretty well, and I just want you to appreciate.
You want to do proper.
Yeah, I don't want you to distract people from watching me take down this
cool
thing.
Boss. Whoa.
Well, so I'm guessing this is one of the creatures you're going to see more of later, because Dark Souls likes to throw in like a preview of like. So I don't think this. I think this is just something that we're fighting later. But how about you tell people what the blue bar is?
So do you have anything to say about this other than
No,
things
I just
doing all right?
Yeah, I just want you Paul. I'm not very good at Dark Souls. All right, and this is a small victory that I had where I did all right fighting the creature.
Okay, so one of the things in Dark Souls 3
Yes.
is how the Atlas flasks are used.
Ah, that is different. Yes.
Yes,
The
because
what?
the Atlas flask, the basically you see in the bottom corner there, he has an item, and that
okay,
item
yeah.
will regenerate his health. Not only will it regenerate your health now, you can also have Atlas flasks that regenerate your mana.
Yeah, and you can actually choose the distribution of
Yeah, so you could, if you've got say 5 flasks, you can say I'll have 3 for health and 2 for mana. So that's a weird thing, because one of the big problems if you're having like a heavy magic build, or in this I believe also like heavy like special skill attacks with weapons will also drain the mana. But you go to a bonfire and then you'd have like, I've got 6 fireballs, and then the only way to get any more fireballs was to get to another bonfire, which meant you could fight like 6 things, and then, well, I guess I'm not using my magic anymore. And now you can
Okay.
make the choice that like I'm going to sacrifice the ability to get more health to get more mana.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that was like an interesting change.
Yeah, because the mana system used to have a certain number of times you could cast. I think changing is a good idea. Yeah, it's when you ask the question, is it just more Dark Souls? The answer is
Say it
kind
without-
of.
No, I said describe it without saying it's
yeah,
more
I
Dark
can't
Souls.
really. It's more of it.
Are you like more? You seem less excited about this than I thought, or you just haven't had time to play
I think
it.
it's because it's what I expected it's going to be. Like
Okay.
it's not. I haven't come in here and been wowed and amazed. It's more
So
Dark Souls.
I guess the question is,
Yeah.
has it surprised you?
Has it surprised me? I've had one boss which had a good surprise, and that's why I deliberately didn't include it.
But I suppose what I'm lacking is like, I think there's no doubt that this is a good Dark Souls
Yeah.
game, and yeah, probably from most reports, probably more well regarded than Dark Souls 2 at this point, which is still a good game, but it's sort of like the black sheep of the family. But the thing is, because it is sort of like this is the third one, and it's sort of, some people have done a sort of like a remix of some of the old ideas and themes and everything. No one seems to be that like there's nothing that people have grabbed on. It's like you have to play it because other than Dark Souls is a good series and this is another one of a good series. So is there anything special, do you think?
that I've seen there so far.
I mean, other than
No.
the fact that you just think the whole thing's a bit special.
I gotta say no, not really. There's nothing in there that's made me jump out. Like if you don't like Dark Souls, this is not the one that's going to change your mind on liking Dark Souls. I definitely appreciate the speed of it more. I
When you
think,
say speed, what do you mean?
like, the combat's faster.
Okay.
So the Dark Souls is generally pretty slow. You can play it fast, but you can be your weapons tend to have quite a long wind-up time to attacking. This I feel like it kind of moves faster, and that's sort of a response to Bloodborne, where Bloodborne was very fast, and this is sort of them bringing some of that in. The combat, like with the two-handed weapons, that was probably the first surprise for me. Like, okay, two-handed weapons was broken in Dark Souls 2. I didn't care. This one, it feels like it's a choice to do it.
What about the linearity of the game?
For me, because I am quite early in it, I haven't even got up to the second boss. I've only fought the first boss. I haven't really got to that yet, and so I'll be able to give more as we go because I'm going to keep playing it. Obviously,
Well, you're not just going to give up after this first failure.
They make you fight the first boss without help.
What do you mean without help?
Like normally you can summon, but there's basically a tutorial blocker.
I didn't know I could summon on the first boss of any of the Dark Souls.
I thought you could.
Maybe you
can't.
Maybe
Maybe
you
you
can,
can't.
but I've never seen it.
I always thought you could.
The first one I ever did in Dark Souls was the gargoyles.
I'm sure someone in chat. No, gargoyles you could summon for.
No. So
Fairly
that was
sure.
the first one I did.
You did summon for.
Yeah. Because there's a built-in
There
one
is
there.
I did really appreciate that the tutorial when they do get you to fight that first boss is really close to the spawn point. It's almost like they just want to get it out of the way. It's like, we're going to teach you the basics. We're going to gate you really early. Just beat the boss. I probably took like 4 or 5 times, or actually probably close to the 10 or 12 times to kill it. But I got through it and felt kind of rad after feeling kind of crap for a while. But yeah.
That's Dark Souls 3.
It's Dark Souls 3.
It's more Dark Souls.
It's more Dark Souls, which is what we're expecting, right? Like, there's no
Yeah,
reason to think
it's
otherwise.
what we primarily want and expect.
Yeah, and
yes.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Thank you, James,
Thank
for
you.
your impressions
That's
on
all
that
right.
video game.
I like talking about video games.
Okay, before we get on to the weekend of betas, perhaps the greatest beta weekend of all time. I have nothing to base that on. There was just like 4. Anais, you've been playing a hot new not yet released.
I have.
And what was that?
Ratchet and Clank.
I've heard of that series.
Yeah, so have I.
So it's the bird on the back of the bear?
No. It kind of has that feel there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I had early access to Ratchet and Clank. It's out in the States, but it comes out on the 20th in Australia. So they're bringing out a Ratchet and Clank movie, I think, this week as well.
Yeah.
So this game's sort of like a tie-in with that.
Well, what I love about that is that the movie is based on the first game, and this game is based on the movie based on the first game. And it's
Yes.
very aware of that.
Yeah, well, like, I haven't played any Ratchet and Clank games.
Well, there are certain levels in this that are almost like step for step.
So
Oh,
is
okay.
this like when we had the Street Fighter movie,
The game.
and then the game? Is that kind of what this is?
Kinda, except
Yeah.
this actually isn't shit. from
Oh,
what I've seen.
Mm.
Anyway, so
Like-
how have you found... So do you have any experience with Ratchet and Clank previously?
No, like, I know of it. I know it's
This
a
is in-game
PlayStation
stuff?
game.
Ah.
This is the story trailer.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a trailer,
okay.
but,
Alright.
but anything with shooting a gun is in
So
game.
that's
Yeah,
in
so
game?
that's in
Yeah, it's
game.
all in game.
That
But yeah,
looks
the
kinda
big
great.
thing about it, it's pretty damn stunning. Like,
Yeah.
super stunning. Like, I just went around and just, like, sort of explored areas, and there's, like, big sort of environments that you can't really go to, but you can see, like, these cities in the sky, and they're really stunning. The gameplay, like, it's harder than what I thought. I was expecting, like, kids game, but yeah, I died a fair bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you sort of have guns that you can like unlock and play with. They're really fun, sort of like shooting down all these robots and baddies and stuff like that. Some really like slick sort of mechanics. There's some gameplay stuff that really annoyed me.
So what annoyed you in the game?
Well, just sort of like there's this bit, if you jump, you can activate your flying thing.
Mm.
But yeah, if you jump and activate it, it doesn't work properly. Otherwise, it's
What do you mean it doesn't work properly?
confusing.
Use your words.
Okay, so you have to like use your propeller. You press it once to like fly up.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if you jump and press it, then you fall down. Like it
What?
flies down. Like to,
Okay.
Like a dive move.
no, it just like jump propeller. It just starts like going downwards rather than upwards. It's just this weird mechanic that I didn't like, and it made me die a lot.
So 1 star.
No, I think 5 stars.
Richard Wilkins says 3.5 stars.
Thank you, Richard Wilkins.
But it's really, really fun. There's just some little frustrating gameplay controller things that I think, it's just getting used to.
Yeah, have you tried
just
being
weird.
Have you tried being better at the game?
Yeah,
I am
did
trying.
you try getting good?
I am trying.
Get good.
But
That's what everyone
the
tells me.
cutscenes, like, I'm not too sure. I want to find out. There's some really, like, nice cutscenes that I think are from the movie. Like, it kind of feels like you're playing a Pixar
As far as I'm aware,
movie.
the cutscenes aren't from the movie, but all the assets in the game are from the movie.
Yeah.
As
so
in,
that would
even
make
the in-game
sense.
models are based on movie assets.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Which is kind of cool and makes me think the movie actually might be pretty good.
Yeah, like, I'm actually keen for the
Well,
movie.
how were you with the characters?
What do you mean?
Did you like them?
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah, the voice acting's really great as well.
Are you getting scratchy with the microphone?
Does that actually...
I was thinking I
pick
could
up?
hear it in the cans.
Can you?
No, I can't.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm really enjoying it. And I may watch the movie. Like, I won't go to the cinema to watch it, but, like, you know, if it's on Netflix.
But you'll wait
or
for it to be on
something.
Netflix.
Yeah. No, I'll probably watch it. Yeah, good game. I like it.
I'm just going to listen to it.
What if you bought the game and it came with a ticket to the movie?
Then I'd go.
You go see it.
The game is mid-tier priced.
Oh, so it's not full price.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$40 or something?
Well, $40 in the US, I think
55
it's 50 something. Yeah,
ish.
50 in
Oh,
Australia.
I wonder why that is.
I don't
Because
know how
the production
long
value
it is.
looks really high.
Yeah, well, it is a remake,
Mm.
but it's a complete remake. It's not like
Yeah.
a remaster. So you're right. I don't know why it's cheaper.
Hmm.
Maybe just so more people buy it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's just like the PC remake where we up the resolution. You want to buy it for $80 again? They put effort into it.
They did. It's good. Should play it.
Okay, it's time for the betas.
Oh,
Okay, so where should we start? Where should we say? There were a number of betas running this weekend. A few open betas. That was Doom, Battleborn, and Lost Reavers, which
And
I know you're
Overwatch.
all excited for.
Mm.
That was not open.
Oh, okay.
That was practically open for people
Yeah.
that had signed up, but a
Okay.
few people still missed out. So
Oh.
Blizzard, I think just picked like a dozen people and said, "Fuck you." But most people I know that tried it. So we've spoken about Overwatch on the show before, but it was from me, the person that doesn't give a shit about Blizzard. Although that has changed, especially
yeah,
post
you like
Overwatch.
them now.
I do. So you two people that actually cared about Blizzard,
Yes.
you both played. So how did you guys feel with it? Anais,
It was fun.
detailed impression.
I think that playing all the different characters that like gives a whole new element of like fun, I guess. Like
So how much did
finding
you
out-
play?
I played like 2 hours worth, and I didn't try all the characters. I basically tried all the girl characters.
Sexist.
Yes. But yeah, so like they all have different sort of. Oh, you do have footage. Sort of weapons and sort of different mechanics, and it was actually harder than what I thought. I thought it would be like easy, but yeah.
Well,
I think,
I found it easy, but that's just because I'm amazing.
but did you play online against people?
Yeah, I only
Oh,
played
okay.
with people.
And you're playing
Yeah.
PC as well.
I think
Well, were you playing PC or?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay,
think
all right.
you need to be on like a good balanced team. Like my only issue with it, like some characters kind of feel overpowered. Like it needs some balancing, I think, or maybe just a big part comes down to balancing the teams. I'm not sure yet.
It has a bit of the TF2 idea of balance, which is the game is balanced, is because everyone has access to everything, because you can switch characters during gameplay.
Yeah.
Which, considering when it was first sort of being talked about, people were taking like it's a bit MOBA-ish. That's very un-MOBA-ish.
Yeah, it definitely felt closer to TF2.
Yeah.
Than
So it's like,
MOBA
oh
to me.
shit, our team's getting trounced because we don't have a healer.
Yeah,
well,
we can go
become a
healers,
healer,
yeah.
Okay.
and then we can change it.
Yeah.
So that's how you get balance and that sort of thing.
Okay.
It's sort of your responsibility to balance the team.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've never
you
played
specifically.
like TF2,
Yeah.
so I'm like,
They-
I just want to shoot things. So this whole like balancing with different sort of things is new to me.
Oh no. Anyway,
So for me, this felt like the TF2 that I've wanted for a while. It's been a long time coming.
I think it's fine. It does sometimes get a little bit discounted as a bit of a TF2 clone.
Mm.
When's the last time we had a game that was good like TF2?
Oh yeah, a long time.
Since TF2 came out, which is now like 10
and
years ago.
And TF2 has kind of turned into something that I don't really want to play anymore.
Yeah,
anyway.
TF2's a bit of a mess. now.
Yeah, it's just all over the place. The
Why
roles.
is it a mess?
Because they've gone from having these classes with strong roles, and they've diversitized them with all these different custom weapons. So it's no longer, okay, I'm going to play the medic, and I understand what the medic is. It's like, well, what kind of medic are you going to play? What kind of spy are you going to play? And it has given it some long legs, but it's lost that purity.
Yeah, if you were someone that just jumped in occasionally, now you're sort of lost. And I feel
Okay.
that Overwatch it's nowhere near as pure as original TF2. Like there's too many options. There's so many different things to learn and try and everything. But it's sort of like mid-tier TF2, where there's a whole bunch of stuff, but at its core, it's still a solid mechanic. It hasn't gone to the crazy level of TF2 yet. where you have no idea. Yeah. Suddenly, the demo man has a sword instead, and so he's a character that charges at you. It's like, wait, that's not the guy that fires grenades.
Yeah. But I only played a couple of matches. Actually, can't quite deliberately because I just played enough to go, yep, I'm gonna like this.
Yeah.
It's cool. I'll go play some other betas now. But I think the
Betas or betas?
betas.
I say beta.
You can have that one.
You say tomato?
You
Beta,
say
beta.
iOS.
No, I say iOS.
iOS.
Yeah, same.
It's the cooler way of saying it.
I played a little bit of this guy actually. The
DJ guy.
The DJ
Okay,
guy
yeah.
because I like playing heals.
Yeah.
The bit that really sold me on this is a Blizzard game. It's got the polish. Were the canisters of gas.
Yes.
That was is this in the tutorial? And this is after playing. We'll get to the other betas later. After playing the other betas, and I was in an environment and I interacted with the environment in some kind of fun way, and it responded and it felt good. I shot the canisters and they didn't explode. They got knocked over and gas came out and they flew around and it was funny. That's what happened.
That sounds funny.
It was.
Okay, so Overwatch, 3.5 stars.
Yeah.
Okay,
2 stars.
That's as high as it goes. You know, Richard Wilkins gave Batman vs Superman the lowest score possible,
Which is
2.5 stars. Okay. So let's move on to the newer public betas. So Battleborn, let's talk about, because that sort of ties into that, because a lot of people compare Battleborn to Overwatch, despite the fact they are quite different.
Yeah, I can see why superficially you might compare those two things.
Yeah, they're sort of colourful and everything. So this is I was playing. At least it has split screen co-op, which is nice.
Yeah, that's really cool. They got that in.
Yeah. So I was playing this I must admit, very drunkenly on Saturday night about 2 a.m. So I was playing. I'm not someone that likes Gearbox. I don't like really any of the Borderlands games. But the person I was playing with would describe himself as a Gearbox fanboy.
Yep.
Absolutely loves Borderlands. So we had the same takeaway from this, which is, what a boring game.
Yeah.
So we both James and I had played this mission that's up on the screen at the moment, previously PAX last year, and not much has changed, other than it's the whole mission now, which is really long. There's 3 bosses.
And if you screw it up, you can fail the mission, and then you go do the lot again.
Like the whole thing?
Yeah. I was doing one where it was a different mission than this. It was the other one, and we got right to the end, and then our escort died, and it's like, oh, mission failed, and it kicked us back to the menu.
Oh.
I'm like, that's not what I want to do. Okay, so my first impression of this was just playing single player. In fact, I only played... Oh, sorry, co-op, I should say.
Okay, yep.
Though first time I did play, it was just me. I couldn't get a group. I decided that's probably not the best way to experience what this game is, and eventually went back later and actually played with other people.
It really is not balanced to be played as a single person.
And it's boring playing by yourself. So I went back and I was playing healer class because I like playing healer.
Yep.
And I again got kind of bored because I was just doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Well, if you're going to be a healer as well, you definitely want a full group.
Yeah, it was a full group.
Oh, it was a full group? Yep.
But I didn't feel like, as I was leveling up, I was making any particularly meaningful decisions with how that character was going.
No,
it's like,
I like the concept of leveling up. So every time you level up, you get to sort of pick the next perk.
Yeah.
So you sort of build your character towards the style, and it's just, you just hold a button on the D-pad and then you choose either left or right.
I like them. Sorry, I like the way that you do level up.
Yeah, I like the way it's done.
But I think the decisions I made, it was like, do you want to be damagey or do you want to be healy? And didn't really feel like there was much decision outside of that.
Man, that leg animation is
So weird.
Yeah. So I played that for a bit. I got pretty bored. The levels were unfolding pretty clunky. Like, I fought some bosses.
PvP?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, see, here's one of the things, like, everything you collect in the game is just a ball with a symbol on it primarily.
Yeah.
And other than just like, oh, that's health and that's ammo maybe, and then like a few boosts and everything. For a game that really is about loot, it's like you're not picking up awesome guns, you're not getting like cool perks or anything. It's just picking up a bunch of balls.
The way the narrative delivered, it just doesn't work. It fails completely.
Did you laugh at any point?
No.
It's trying desperately hard.
It really wants to, but you just play over the top of anything that happens. Like, dialogue happens, not paying attention to it.
Well, there was one point, even though it was what we'd done before, I'd sort of forgotten. There was the spider boss, and like he thinks he's a spider, and he was talking, and we could see him, but I hadn't actually worked out what he was yet.
Yeah.
So I didn't even realize who was talking at me. It was just like dialogue in my ears. And why is he saying he's a spider? And here we were both clipping in these things a bit, and like, hey, look, we get caught, and the frame jumps around.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, for something that's releasing like in a month or so, that's not going to be fixed. Like, that's something else I'd like to say. All these things are being called betas, They are cool. They are really demos that are being done as
Marketing.
public
Yeah.
stress tests. And it's good to stress test. You want to do that, but these are not betas in the actual sense of the word.
I feel like this game could have ditched this whole single-player side and would not have suffered from it in the slightest. And I think you would have ended up with something probably not going to say as good as what Overwatch is, because there's a lot of polish and Blizzard know how to make video games. But like just watching that character clip through things as it was flying, like that jankiness wouldn't be there. They could polish up the other side of this game a lot better.
Yeah, but I think it's there to justify the price point.
Yeah.
Because Overwatch is not a full price game.
No, and maybe this shouldn't be a full price game.
Well, it is because it's got both single player and multiplayer.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the PvE. And James had played that, and he said he didn't like it. I said, well, go play the PvP, which is a MOBA. It's an entirely different kind of game. It plays entirely differently, and it's a much better game.
Yes, I had fun, which is more than I can say for the PvE side of this.
It looks better.
The mechanics just make more sense. Like, it feels to me that they built the game as PvP first, and then they've said, oh, let's take some of those mechanics and try to build some single player out of it. And so that escort mission that I had was really just one of the bots that you meant to escort in one of the missions, that they've gone, oh, let's take that mechanic and put it into a single player game. And so it just feels weird and clunky and doesn't really work that well. When I was playing this part, I was having fun.
It looks more interesting.
Yeah. I still wish I could... Actually, after playing Overwatch, I wish I could change my character.
Yeah. But you can't because it's
yeah.
a MOBA.
I'm like, I've got to stick with this character.
So I'm playing Montana or something at the top, who's the guy with the Gatling gun. Bad design choice, having a weapon take up a third of the screen.
Yeah.
It does get quite
Split
tiring.
screen.
Yeah. So, as I said, this is a much better game. I would also like to then follow that with still a shit game.
I wouldn't say it's shit. Like
I would. I would straight up.
I did have fun with it, and I could see myself enjoying it.
So my question to you, and you have played a little bit, the overall flow of what was going on the map, the back and forth, the push, the whole point of the MOBA, how were you with following that?
I had no idea.
Yeah,
and I guess that's where maybe it's a good MOBA, because that's what MOBAs tend to be.
But
It's
when
hard to
I
follow that
finally
back and
cracked
forth.
into getting into MOBAs like Heroes of the Storm and stuff, it's because I could understand what was going on in the overall of the game. In this, we lost this match quite heavily. I think it's like a 42 to 84 score.
Yeah.
Neither team ever got to the other side's base. We didn't even know what we were being scored on, really.
There was...
I suppose it's deaths.
I think I played this one first, and I didn't really like it that much. Did you play the other map?
Just timed out.
Because it's a MOBA as well. Yeah. So
which has been solved by other MOBAs now. It's like, I'm sorry to go back to Heroes of the Storm, but that sort of solved the problem
the
with
15
MOBAs
minute
for the casual player.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not expecting, like, the hardcore are already in their big stuff. Don't you want to get like a wide number of people getting into it, not people just bounce off it because I was confused and there were so many particles on screen. I literally was just shooting at a massive shapes.
And you don't really know what the characters do either, as well. I mean,
you learned that.
Like, just thinking back to TF2, when you have, like, they put so much effort into the silhouettes of those characters.
Yeah, but then also just looking at Overwatch before, it's like those silhouettes don't convey that much what people do. Not as good as
that's
TF2.
fair. Like, not as good as TF2 did.
Yeah, but you give it a few rounds and you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other game mode, which I preferred to this, was there were minions that would move along a track, and the idea was the minions would have to get to a certain point to score points for that team. Okay. And once they went inside of the mouth of this big grinder thing, if the enemy minions got into that, then you get points. Is how it would work. So
that seems a little bit easier
it was
understand.
Especially because there were tracks on the ground, so you could see exactly where they're going, and that one had a much better idea of what was going on. And we were winning at the beginning, and then eventually lost. But they had a big swing, and I could tell, they're having more minions going through, and that kind of made sense.
Okay. That was actually a segue. I want to go to a point with Doom next.
Yeah.
Are we happy to move on to Doom?
Yeah, I'll move on to Doom.
Okay. So Doom was also in a public beta, the multiplayer only. And I just wanted to mention, because we were just saying about tracks on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
One of the levels in the beta, unfortunately I don't have footage of that here, the world is so generic in its construction, they literally just have tracks everywhere pointing you in the direction. And I'm just like, okay, this isn't the solution. You should have just done a better designed level. This level, however, I quite liked, the hell level.
Looks cool.
So Doom. Doom has been getting very different impressions on different platforms. It's been quite well received on consoles. On PC, well...
Yeah, we go.
Mostly negative. 10,000.
Yep.
Oh,
Now,
ouch.
I would say I am in that camp. And James, you would say?
I would say I'm very much in that camp.
A very disappointing, poorly designed game, in my opinion.
Well, you see how that guy on the right looks nothing like a Doom guy?
Yeah, it looks like it's from a different game.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't anything on the gameplay. This is just like one of the things that first just confused me when I started playing it. It's like, I want to make Doom guy. Yeah. I grew up with Doom. I want to make Doom guy. And I go to, like, pick my armor. And it's like, it's this weird helmet which looks nothing like Doom guy. But why can't I have that? And it's like, okay, I can't have the helmet. And I could pick between two helmets. Both of them were identical. Like, there was a slightly different texture on one of the helmets. Like, okay, fine. You're not going to give me Doom helmet. It's like, okay, I'll go this. I'll try and pick some Doom colors. Because there was 6 colors or something I could pick from.
Yeah.
And none of the Doom colors.
The point is you need to turn up all like the dirt and the scratches, and
To
then
try
at
and
least
get
it mutes the colors down and makes you look
try
a
and
little
get
bit earthier.
And then I saw, hey, you want to pre-order? You can have some more colors. You know what, game? You can go fuck yourself. That's what you can do.
Okay, so in the other reasons why this game can go fuck itself, Doom is based, on the old id sort of ideas of an arena shooter. This is not an arena shooter. There are not much in the way of weapons around for control or anything. Most weapons you use are when you pick your loadout at the beginning of a round. You can change loadouts during the game, thankfully. And one of the default weapons for some reason is the rocket launcher.
Oh, it's good. Like let's go back to TF2. Like a soldier, right? Has you some certain utility?
Yeah, so the rocket launcher is nothing like a Doom or a Quake rocket launcher or anything. It's not terrible damage, but it's not high damage. There's also no knockback, so you can't juggle someone, you can't stop someone, you can't move someone around with it. Also means you can't rocket jump.
Yep.
Aww.
It's like, okay, this is weird. And that's one of the big things. No one reacts to anything in this game, because so all the old things, like, juggling was like an important skill, especially in Quake days and everything, completely absent. So what it's down to is like, well, I can be the shotgun guy, the rocket launcher guy, or the assault weapon guy, and you quickly learn that
I hit
that's
a guy
useless.
with a shotgun 3 times, and that's what it took to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, normally like 2 or 3. If you're close range, you can get them in. But yeah, it's not that loadouts are terrible. I mean, I'm not a fan of loadouts. I've certainly picked on loadouts a lot. But I also love some games with loadouts. It's that they're trying to make it an arena shooter, but they're putting loadouts in it, so it's neither a good game where you get to customize a character and make interesting builds.
Well, yeah, because the loadout system itself is pretty lackluster.
Yes.
There's no
also, melee
decisions.
kills are bullshit.
They're pretty OP.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not a good arena skill because it's not about control. It's not about learning the map.
There's no fights over weapons.
Yeah. But then again, as we were saying, it's not a good loadout game either because you're not designing things or customizing a character in interesting ways. There are unlocks. There are like passive perks you can get. Weird things like every time you die, you get 5 more armor, which means if you die a lot, you spawn with a lot of armor. Which is good. At least there is armor and pickups around. Visually, I think it's okay. I like the
cool.
sort of the all like visual effects, like little when the explosions and stuff like that. I think look really
bloody.
nice. Yeah.
There's one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see why, especially the PC market, this isn't going to hit, because you're dealing with a market who has the history of playing these classic arena shooters, and it invokes them with the way things like that spawn there, or the armor shards, or like these are things which are going to make you think, oh, this is like that game that I played. This is like me playing Quake 3. It's like me playing some old, Doom, but it's not.
I finally picked up a gun, and I think the first person I see like kills me instantly.
Yeah. Well, they've got that.
I never even got to fire it.
That gun's actually pretty good because they've got the demon system in there as well,
which again doesn't seem satisfying. Like it basically, if you get in line, if it shoots at you, it's basically insta kill.
Yeah.
What's a demon? What?
So basically, a demon rune spawns every once in a while.
So it's kind of the response to not having there's no weapons to fight over, so they need something to make you go somewhere and fight. So demon runes spawn, and whoever gets a demon rune turns into a demon, and they're pretty powerful. Like you're going to get a few kills out of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, super disappointed. Well, one thing though, traversal system, I quite like it.
Yeah,
I actually wish it didn't have the ability to pull yourself up though, because it means that jumps are always super easy. It's like, oh, I'm slightly short of a jump. Doesn't matter. My character's going to pull himself up anyway.
So one of the things that I read a lot of in those Steam reviews were comparing it to saying, oh, you made it like Halo. They've just turned this into Halo. This is nothing like Halo. This is like, they have not turned this into Halo.
It's a bit like some of the Halos.
It's maybe Halo 4 with added loadouts.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. So after playing,
it's weird how Halo's started, like, yeah, everyone was referring to it as like a loadout based game. It's like, that was only like one or two Halos.
And after playing this, it's like, you know what, I'm going to go play Halo 5 again, because when I last played Halo 5, I really, really enjoyed it because it was such a good return to arena combat. And I was like, yep, no, Halo 5's really good. Like, this is what I want. This is where they've gone, let's look at original Halo, let's refine the classic arena experience, and we'll give it some modern touches. And they ditched the loadout system. They went back to that classic arena. And the fact they've got this loadout system is just like, no, you're doing it wrong.
I feel like we've discussed this before, but there seems to be like newer gamers see like arena shooters as way more difficult because of map control, whilst people like me, old farts, see loadout games as more difficult because you've got to pump in hours before you get anything useful. What do you have you like? We always dip into your background of shooters and everything.
I think you asked last time. I haven't done many arenas.
Yeah.
Oh, like I think
Well, earlier Halos and everything. We ran around and you pick up weapons and stuff like that.
I play a lot of Halos.
Yeah. First Halo especially, I used to play a lot. Yeah. Anyway, so that's Doom. At the moment, based on the multiplayer, I think it's really boring.
Yeah.
That said, the multiplayer is made by a completely different developer as the single player, which is made by id. So that's not that uncommon these days.
Yeah. I guess so.
So I still have I don't think it's ugly.
No,
it runs nicely.
The gameplay,
and I don't mind this. Some people still consider it slow, but it was fast enough.
Oh no, that was actually the first impression it had on me. This is very fast
compared to most things now. It's not as fast as old things, but it used to be like let's just 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, like Doom. Like I jumped into Doom like maybe a year or so ago, and like that you're moving like 60k an hour. You're moving fast. Like, but
a little,
it still felt.
Yeah, it still felt like it was quick.
Yeah.
So I'm still interested in single, but yeah. Okay, so now, how about we talk about Lost Reavers?
I know nothing about Lost Reavers.
Does
Absolutely
anyone
nothing.
even know what this fucking is?
Nope.
Hey, Namco Bandai were working on a Wii U free to play. Basically, it's sort of like an adventure-y Left 4 Dead thing. So you and up to 3 other players go into short missions. Well, not necessarily short, but at least in the beta they are. Short missions, basically to recover treasures, and then you have to make your way out with those treasures. So, as you can see here, I am playing a Wii U game. I have 4 people in my party.
There are 4 people playing Wii U?
It is, yeah, exactly. It is functioning. So good work, everyone involved in that. Typically what I do is I would make a lobby solo a level, which normally takes about 5 minutes or so. Then when I got back, my lobby would be full of people.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, so it tends to work. There's 4 playable characters. You level them individually. You customize them as you go along, and that's where the free-to-play elements are coming in. There's such a roulette wheel. So to unlock these lab things, I have to collect things during the levels, tokens.
Yeah.
And then I pay the token into to the lab to do some research, and then it literally goes like it's like, and it gets to the top and then goes and you get 2%, and then you do it again. It's like you got 1%.
So you're level 10. Does that mean you played this quite a lot?
That would mean I played at least 10 levels because you pretty much level every time.
Okay, so you gave it a good go.
So I got it to that point because, well, you may notice from watching this that no one's health bar is going down.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Because the game is super, super easy and super, super simple to play. That's because there are 2 levels in the beta, and they're ranked level 1 to 10.
Yep.
Then I saw a thing that had a screenshot of level 10 plus. So I'm like, well, I better get to level 10 so I can unlock those and get to a fucking interesting mission that might actually require some teamwork or something, because most of the time a lot of people I played with were so useless. Actually, I'll tell the story in the next room because that'll show it off to you. But get there, no levels open up in the beta. So it's like they're doing a good network test, but they haven't shown anything in the game that's interesting to play
yet.
yet.
I wanted to know how are you playing with other people. Like, what are you doing together?
So, well, Yeah. So one of the things is you don't so they randomly generate the levels. So they chunk them, and they just literally go, next corridor, you'll walk into it, and then you'll transport to the next one. So it's really obvious how they've chunked them and done everything. That's fine, it works. It flows fine. Although the geometry is pretty cheap. And so here, okay, there are 2 things for us to hack, and then there are enemies that spawn behind us. Now, I think this crew might have been useless too. Oh, no, that person actually helped me. The amount of times that I would have to hack both.
Oh, you're telling them good job?
Yeah. Well, that's it, yeah. The amount of times I would have to hack both, and then people would just let the zombies attack me.
Yeah.
I was like, thanks for fucking...
So there is some natural working together that comes out of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, combat's not that great. You can switch to an over the shoulder, so it's more of a shooter, but the camera's a bit too slow to be a satisfying shooter. All these things could potentially be more interesting if the levels had any kind of interesting.
I'm seeing a lot of corridors.
Yeah,
a lot of square rooms.
So this room here.
Yeah.
So the shoot at them for a little bit until they turn around. So, I mean, it was enough to make me play 10 levels. Actually,
so
I still played a few more
what
after.
What kept you there apart from just wanting to see?
Because I wanted it to get more interesting.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, you know how you like to play Destiny and games like that sometimes? Because they're just a bit mindless.
Yeah.
And you just do it. This was sort of scratching that ish, but just a little bit too mindless. A little bit more was all I wanted, and it didn't give it to me. And it might be there in the full game. And I suppose it doesn't matter because it's free to play, so I could still just go and try it when it's full out.
If it's free to play, then...
How is it free to play, though? Like,
because there's you will buy tokens and things like that to help you unlock new gear.
Okay.
Like what kind of stuff is
new
new gear?
New weapons. If you can't see it because of our little third there, but there's weapon degradation and stuff. See durability there. So mainly you get items that just fix that right up, but I'm sure as equipment gets more advanced...
Yeah, is there cosmetic stuff?
Yep, there's cosmetic stuff, there's new costumes, and most of that stuff...
You can get her pants.
You can have pants for her. See the girl there, Crazy Aussie?
Yeah.
Because you're all prisoners. So you can wear your prison outfit or your default outfit. So I swept out of my prison duds because I wanted to be fancy. But I am confused by... Like, you know I'm a proponent of no pants.
Yes. Even when I just came to your house today, you were not wearing pants.
It's true.
Yeah.
I figure boxer briefs are the equivalency of pants, but I think just briefs, no.
No, briefs aren't pants.
And that's not really a skirt. There's too much splitting. Like that's a shirt she's wearing.
Yeah.
So she's wearing a shirt and briefs, and that's just non-practical.
A zombie fighting outfit.
Yeah.
We got teleportation in this universe.
Yeah, and
why don't they just teleport to the relic? Seems like you save yourself some trouble.
Well, they have that. So yeah, it's a lot of reskin stuff. So it's just one of those things that sort of frustrated me because like, if you guys, it's just not modern. Like you just look at this, it's like this looks more like a PS2 game maybe.
It doesn't visually. That was not wowing me.
No, it's not visually interesting. Yeah, it's just like.
It actually reminded me a lot of when I played through Halo Anniversary Edition, and I switched back to Xbox mode.
It reminds me a little bit of what was that old series with the bikini fighting girls on One Shibar or something? Oh, they were very... Yeah, you could dress up as like a carrot in one of them or something.
Oh, sure.
It's pretty good. Anyway, so with that, I would actually like to move on to this week's Game Club.
Game Club, yes.
Because after all of those disappointing multiplayer games, with the exception of Overwatch, we played Nosgoth.
I didn't.
Which is a game...
That's all right. We struggled playing it.
We struggled.
Yeah.
Nosgoth is a game in the Legacy of Kain series, and it was not what people wanted when it was announced. It is a asymmetrical team-based multiplayer game, and people wanted more single-player stuff. One of the reasons why it might not be doing too well is that I sat in a lobby trying to get a game for about 4 hours, and then I organised with James to come and we'll start a game together. So a game that's supposed to be team-based, we are showing you footage of 1v1, which the game is not designed for.
Though, I have to give it, 1v1 actually felt pretty good.
It was actually fun. Most of the time I was like trying to get like... Especially when I was playing the human, I was like, I want to get somewhere that you can actually see me so you can get some footage done and everything. I'm not going to hunt you too severely. But what I love in this game is that the sides are so different. It's like all the vampires are really, really mobile. The great traversal, like they can climb everything. They tend to have leaps. They all have an ability which will like basically just ignore all damage while they escape, stuff like that. And the people are quite squishy, but they've got powerful weapons.
And they can heal as well.
Yeah. While the vampires can't heal, they basically are stuck with drinking blood. Well, I mean, they slowly heal, but if they are low in... Yeah. So they...
Oh, so close.
Oh, this that one. That's all right. We'll just slash you in the face.
I think now you're gonna eat me.
Yeah. So for me to get my main health back, I have... So you can drag the body away, which is very important if there were other people playing. Not so much versus...
I don't know what release does. There's a release button.
Oh, just to drop the body.
Oh, that's all it was. Okay, I thought it was like, just let him go.
So the people are really not mobile. As you see, I couldn't even jump up that small wall.
Yeah.
So people, so this guy, he's got used on me before. A little chain attack, which stops me from attacking. It stops the vampire attacking at all. There's a bunch of classes, and it's free to play, and unlocking all those classes and different abilities. And it's kind of weird. Some of the free to play things like you'll win a perk, like you'll get the gun, and you have that gun for 7 days.
Like actual days?
Actual 7 days.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty generous.
So it's just like, oh yeah, but that's it's like you can then buy the gun if you wanted, or you could, or you just try to win it again or anything. But because they have like a range of different things, it's like, well, maybe that works out. But I kind of feel like I just wish they didn't cancel this game and instead just made it like a standalone purchase game.
Well, that's when I was playing it, and we were going through all the lobby, and we were doing all this stuff, and I was seeing about this, you can unlock this character and all this. I'm like, you know what? Could this just be like a $20 game that I can buy with friends and we play it?
How about a fun multiplayer game, say in the vein of Rocket League?
Yes.
What a strange comparison.
Like dodging. It's like Matrix shit.
Yeah, because this is the same developer as Rocket League, if you were unaware.
Oh, okay.
Because it was... Oh, yeah. So, I actually didn't realize that. There was a lot of really fun ideas in here, and it reminded me a lot of something like AVP.
Yep.
Alien vs. Predator, where there's... I was playing the vampire, and I was sneaking around, I was hunting, I was getting the high ground, looking for movement, trying to sneak up. It was genuinely a lot of fun, and I think there was a tyrant as well, which again played completely different than the other classes. Like,
He's
this guy's
good and
huge,
chunky.
but he still can climb. That was kind of cool.
What I loved, and if you're watching through this footage, you'll see a bit of it. That all the levels are like areas that have just been destroyed by vampires. So you'll go into a home and there's literally bodies thrown around the floor and people hung up and drained of blood, and like there's all this like storytelling just in the it's just a multiplayer game, just in the levels that like you don't have to have it there, but it just adds so much to it. This is a good execution, by the way.
Oh, wow. Yes.
And the other default character is a human alchemist.
Yeah.
So they're in there.
Maybe like the demo man,
So,
kind of.
did they work on this after Rocket League?
No, before.
So
Well, I
is
guess-
that
I
why
guess
they ditched
simultaneously.
it? Because they're like, well,
No.
we got lots of money now.
No, who's the publisher? The publisher's ditching it. They actually had plans announced for doing multiple things with it, because it's still sort of like it's still basically an early access. It's both free to play and early access,
Yeah, true.
which is a weird.
Oh yeah,
combination.
getting in there. But yeah, I feel like put down a wall of fire, which kind of stopped me getting through. I feel like there's some meat to this.
I would like to, viewers, listeners out there. I think next weekend I might post some details on trying to organise a public match, because you literally have a little bit less than a month now. That's right, it's a Squeenix game. You have less of a month now to basically ever play this, unless someone hacks servers or something. So I would recommend getting in like soon.
Yeah, just give it a go.
Yeah, see if you can get a few friends together. James and I were even joking earlier today about putting together a LAN to play Nosgoth.
I think it'd be amazing at a LAN.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a shame. And there was a decision made early on that they wanted to be this online thing with all this unlocking and all this kind of jazz.
There's still it's a world where Battleborn can get released and this gets cancelled.
Yes, because Battleborn will still
It's
make
not
money
fair.
because Gearbox.
True. And yes, chat, I will tweet the deets once I work out how Twitter works.
Yeah,
Okay.
You'll use it eventually.
Okay, so Nosgoth, really fucking highly
Yeah.
recommended. I wish some of the free-to-play stuff wasn't there and it was just like all the classes were there and you could have like really diverse teams from get-go, but maybe they'll just leak a version.
I hope so. Like, just
People have leaked worse things.
yeah, just leak it.
Yeah.
Shh, we won't tell
Oh
anyone.
no, we accidentally put the binaries for the server online.
Oh,
No,
no.
public Dropbox. Okay, let's look at a couple of hot looks this week.
Hot looks.
Hot looks. Okay, first up, we've got our first little tease at Titanfall 2. And
Ooh.
boy, does it hold a lot of information for us to see.
Unsure of sarcasm?
Well, we don't want to spoil you too hard. But okay.
But let's do it.
Okay, are you
Alright,
ready?
Okay.
So,
It's looking good. It's
well,
looking good. I like Titanfall.
we
a
already
lot.
knew Titanfall 2 existed.
Alright.
So that's not
Yeah.
news.
Alright, it's opening.
There's
it's
Titans
opening.
in it. There's a pod in it.
Oh my god, there's a sword.
Oh.
That's it.
That's it,
Titanfall
yeah, that's-
2's got a sword.
That's what we got, swords.
Is this coming to PlayStation?
It's coming to everything.
It'll
now.
come to all the things.
Yeah.
Titanfall, one of my favorite shooters of the early current console era.
I really liked the multiplayer, and now that it will have single player, I'm more likely to buy it.
Yes.
Because I played a lot of the beta.
Yeah.
I play a lot of betas.
So why does having the single player in there make you more likely to buy it?
Because I knew that I would only play a little bit of the multiplayer, but the single player I'd play all the way through.
Ah, okay.
I think they'll do a good job of it. Like, I remember playing the tutorial of Titanfall. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is a great tutorial.
Oh, the Titanfall's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just such a shame that it didn't manage to catch on because it's a fantastic shooter. So I'm pretty excited to get some Titanfall too.
Okay. Next up, just a little look at a game we talked about last week, which is the new iteration in the Fear Effect series, which has totally dropped its roots from being a third-person survival horror into being sort of a tactical shooter in the vein of Shadowrun. In fact, they dropped that as not just a look they wanted to go for, but a gameplay they wanted to aspire to, which is kind of weird. Other weird things, it's a sequel to Fear Effect Inferno, the third game, which was never released.
Okay, sure.
So that's a strange choice.
It is. I don't know why. Someone really liked the story in that one, Paul. They wanted to run with it.
People do like the story, but I do find it strange. It's strange fan service. It's, hey fans, here's a game in a different genre that deals with things that you never got to experience 10 years after you stopped caring. We'll see how it does. It's on Kickstarter now. You can.
I was just wondering, like, if we could see like a proper Fallout 4, which is based off the cancelled Fallout 3.
Yeah, well,
it'd be kind of interesting, and they could mix up the genre and make it a shooter.
That'd be good. Good game.
You get it?
I get it.
Do you get my joke?
It's just like that game Time Shift.
Time Shift?
I don't know. That was on sale this weekend. I was just
Alright.
I'll just think of another.
Just saying
FPS.
words.
No, it's a
Yeah.
real game.
Okay.
It was $3 on
Ooh.
Steam. I forgot to purchase it.
Ah, well.
I always wanted to check it out. It's one of those games that's always listed as a very underrated first-person shooter. Anyway, yeah, that's on Kickstarter. I don't know the prices.
Something.
I'm not driven enough to look it up right now. But what I am driven to look up is a game called Ghost Theory. Now, I don't think it was originally called Ghost Theory because they've tried to kickstart it before, but they just kept working on it. It was originally... Oh, no, it was called Ghost Theory. Cool. I think we have spoken about it previously. It is a game which is basically a first-person adventure game where you are investigating paranormal incidents, which I think is an area that's rich for exploitation for a horror genre.
Yes.
So it's not a sneaky way hiding from a psychopath. You're not... Well, maybe you will visit a mental hospital. I hope not. I'm sick of that trope. It looks like... And I think it's just an area that's ripe for it. Also, the developer has a fantastic name.
Yes, what is it?
Dreadlocks.
I saw that. It's cool.
That's the name of the developer?
Yeah,
It's a good name.
it is. It's like scary, but... And it's
Cool.
also a
Funky.
hairstyle. Do you get it,
You like
James?
both those things. I do get it, Paul. I get the funny joke.
It's a funny joke.
What's the thing you're doing with his hand?
I don't know. He's using things to detect things. I don't know. I'm no paranormal
I don't know.
researcher.
Why are there
that's why I need to play
pictures
this
coming
game to
at me?
understand. Well, that was just a map.
Getting all up in my face.
You're getting overly excited over minor things.
She didn't even touch the door, Paul. That's not how doors work.
She's a
She's
ghost.
paranormal.
More like sucking
It's like
the
a
door.
I hope you
Doors.
can be like the paranormal investigators from the Insidious films. With
Well-
Angus and no, not James. James is the director.
James is that person.
No, James Wan. He directed Saw and Insidious, and he's now doing freaking Aquaman.
What?
What?
He's doing-
James Wan.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He's doing Aquaman.
He's doing Aquaman.
Okay.
He did Fast and the Furious and allegedly hated it.
Oh.
So now it's on to
Dude,
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
He should just go back to things. Anyway, Ghost Theory. I think I like to see that. I haven't seen too many games. I've seen a few. Remember there was like the one that you're doing tuning into radio signals and everything, trying to track ghosts. Like I think it's a good area for storytelling because you get to do the like we don't have to we have to build assets, but not human assets. We just build houses and shit. So it's a little bit easier on the art, but where it still looks good. But yeah, I'm sick of just being chased.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I've started playing my horror games with like the monsters turned off because they're just a distraction.
You want more PT?
PT did grow on me, but I still have my criticisms. Yeah.
But that's the direction you want.
Yeah, that's the direction I
of
want.
PT. Yeah.
So if you're wanting to help fund that game for a copy of the game, it's currently at £8, and then it'll go up a little bit after those run out. Good luck to you, sirs. And madams, perhaps. I don't know who composites the team. All Middlesex, I believe. Okay, next up, Last Fight. This is a game that I assume not too many people know about, but it's been showing, and instantly anyone that's played Power Stone goes, hey, this is Power Stone.
You like Power Stone?
Yeah, but with lots of drug references.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's like a lot of the character names are like drug puns, and they take drugs and stuff. It looks nice and smooth. Its aim is to come to PC and consoles. So basically hitting all your majors, and it's Power Stone. And when's the last time we had a good Power Stone style game?
Can I have a confession, Paul?
You've never played Power Stone?
No, I have played Power Stone.
You don't like?
I don't like
Power
Power Stone.
That's because I kicked your ass every time.
I'm really bad at Power Stone.
I'm really good at it.
And it's Power Stone 2.
Power Stone 2 was really hard to follow if you don't know what you're doing.
I don't like Power Stone.
It's a fucking great series.
It's not that great, no.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
So he only likes it because he's really good at it. And he makes
Is it like DOA?
No.
Is it what type of fighting game? Is it just...
It's an arena. It's an arena fighter. So it's about having enclosed space. Well, not all enclosed. Sometimes they were outside. First game was just 1v1. Second game was up to 4 players. So you would play an environment. You could use the environment to your effect. So you could like jump up high and try to jump down and kick someone. Or if there was a pole, you could swing around the pole and kick them. And then items would appear. So you could say, pick up. Rocket launcher is one of the ones in this game, and fire, and it might have 4 rockets in it. And you can shoot them off, and then you throw it away, or you might pick up a pie. You can throw the pie at someone.
Ridiculous.
They're very ridiculous, and it's about ever-changing battlefields as well.
I made fun of it, but no, it is actually pretty good. It is. I'm just not very good at it. Therefore, I don't like it.
Sounds fun.
Okay, so last up today, I want to show Riot. Now, Riot's a game that we're not doing Zoot Suit Riot.
Oh.
So
I like how you cringed as I
No. If you remember, I'm wearing headphones and you yelled into a microphone.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy.
Okay, so this game's been around for ages. I'm talking 3-4 years, and we still have no idea what the gameplay is. Basically, so they released a gameplay trailer like 2 days ago. I was like, ooh.
Let's finally see what this thing is.
Let's see what the gameplay trailer is. So, as far as I can tell, this is just as obscure as all the previous trailers, except once in a while, they put a cursor on the screen. Because it's hard to describe what is gameplay. So basically, Riot is a riot simulator.
So it's...
With like, really kind of incredible pixel art.
Yeah.
Because it's just the amount of characters doing different actions and interacting and stuff. And it's like, there's
I saw a cursor.
Yeah. It's kind of insane. But there's also been, for a long time, basically, is this just a fake thing, like animations to do it? Weirdly, though, you can see gameplay.
How, sir? On
their Steam community page, one of the guys working on it just posts a video once in a while.
Okay.
It's like they never show it. So this is that video. So you can play either the rioters or the riot police.
Yeah.
So basically, you don't take direct control of anything. You basically just have orders and states to set people in. Which is the only way, really, to do something.
So
how else would you do it?
Is the goal? Can you diffuse it peacefully?
Yes.
Okay. Is that the goal of the whole situation?
Well, depending on who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, you have different goals. Like they've got riots based in different areas of the world, based on real life events and stuff like that. And you basically just try to either survive through the riot, or you try to win the riot one way or another.
Yeah.
So I believe you can have a peaceful resolution, but you can also have we knock the shit out of the police.
Yeah.
Or the protesters calmed down and we kept order, or we gassed them all and now I'm kicking this guy on the ground.
Yeah.
So I'm Still, so, and I'm glad that even that short video
Have some
it's just
better idea
Oh,
of-
good. We see the whole thing. We basically have a whole bunch of like preset actions and everything. We say, okay, do that. Which make like, how else are you going to do that sort of game? But I think it looks sexy. Now, you classically, we've been trying to find pixel arts that you like. Is that a pixel art that you like? You don't like the splodgy gods will be watching sort of like
No.
dirty,
But the
grungy.
game sounds interesting. But that pixel art, I'm like, oh,
Such good animation.
oh,
It's better than everything.
oh.
Oh, would Mr. Producer like to play Power Stone 2 with me one day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's with the
What's with the other ones?
Flintstones on NES?
Footy. Ah, a bit of the old footy.
Euphoria.
Yeah,
Footy.
I don't know what Euphoria is.
It's got.
300, 150, and Flintstones is worth 700.
I want to know what that thing
but
with the
how
giant.
fun so can we play the cards?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I want to know what
Reading
the.
one day.
I want to know what that thing with the giant mouth is. It looks like you have some fun times.
It's
Having
Berto's cousin.
euphoric time.
Okay. Well, truth is, we've run out of material.
No.
We can wing it.
I can talk about. I played the Fallout DLC.
Yeah, go on. That sounds good.
It's alright. It's just I have a few more like things. Like it's just extra stuff for the workshop. Like I guess that's obvious, but
Is it one of the parts of the DLC? Like, sorry, part of the season pass?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but remember they expanded the season pass, so it's not like they're.
Oh, that's right, they did. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're not nickel and diming you.
Yeah.
They're literally, but they added more and more stuff than they're originally going to do. So
Yeah.
I don't feel too
Oh,
bad
okay.
about these small.
I was just
releases.
wondering if it was a bit like with Bioshock.
Oh, when they released the
Infinity?
multiplayer.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, we need some DLC. Let's give them some arena combat. That's what they want. That's what
Nobody
people liked in
wants
that
it.
game.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get to any of that. I just kind of like, I looked at all the stuff I could build. I'm like,
So it's just things you
Can't
could
be
build? Is that all it
bothered.
was?
pretty much like this arena type thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I need resources, and I need, I can't be bothered. Just can't be bothered.
So how would you say, where would you put Fallout 4 now compared to Fallout 3? Now that you've been playing it for a bit.
Oh, it's hard because like I played a lot of Fallout 3.
Yeah.
And I like fell in love with it.
So we have a question from Gamersmack.
Yeah.
What's
Ah.
Astro Attack? Tell me more about it.
Tell me more about Astro Attack.
Wait. We need to slow this down. James,
Yes.
what is Astro Attack?
Astro Attack is classic retro gameplay mashed with everything video game. In it, you play a spaceship, and you shoot many, many aliens, and they die and don't go home to their families.
What were you trying to express when you made this piece?
Bullets. Bullets
Pew,
from my
pew,
gun. Pew pew, pew pew pew, pew pew pew.
So one would say you are pro gun ownership in this country?
I am pro laser on spaceship ownership. Such hard-hitting questions, sir.
Australians' investment in space travel has been criticised
Yes.
by the international community. What would you like to see happen in a political system to help the space program?
I would like to see increased investment in the space program.
Seems like a mistake.
What's there in space? Nothing.
Are there
No. All we need to get some coal to mine from space, and I can tell you the Australian government will be all over that.
Is this space border control to stop aliens? It's very ABC talkback.
Yeah.
I do like it as well. Anyway, so okay, let's talk about Fallout 4 for a second. I think
All
we
right.
mentioned it on the way over here tonight. I felt like I was tricked into buying Fallout 4.
All the hype. There was a lot of hype. They spent a lot of money on that hype.
I know.
And it paid back because then you got sucked into the hype.
I don't know why I bought it.
Yeah,
I played it
it's a
twice,
hype
and then I'm
train.
like, this game is.
You hopped on the train and then you
Yeah.
hopped right off.
But it somehow convinced me to buy it when they were just selling me things that I don't like. Like, oh, lots of building and
Subliminal messages.
and
in
a
their
really
marketing.
and like a really vague driven story.
Yeah.
That you can
But
ignore.
it wasn't
And
vague enough in Fallout 4. That was one of the problems I had with it.
I did enjoy just like role playing my character. It's just
John
like
Cena.
Oh,
like it's
like
like
postnatal depression.
postnatal depression woman
Yeah.
just like kid's gone, great. Kid's gone, husband's gone, I'm finally free.
I have a gay friend that was
Yeah.
actually kind of upset that there wasn't a gay option playing in Fallout 4. Because like he jumped in and it's like, you know what you're going to get? You can't choose to be gay. And one of the people he knows just went and found a mod for him that did it. Like it was actually super easy. Someone modded it in and like it just worked.
Yeah.
I think there's a bug as well that you can trick it or something.
Yeah, but it seems like they could have so easily have just done it.
So it's kind of funny, like Fallout 4 in that sort of thing. Like it really is we want to make it so you can kind of role play whoever you want, despite the fact the game, like its actual story, it doesn't support that. But that's the idea. That's what they want to sell most Bethesda games on. You want to be it. And then compared to Rust last week, where it's like you can't even pick your sex. You're just born as whatever you are. You live with it. And I suppose, I mean, Rust isn't narrative, but I would prefer that.
You just want to play Fallout, and you can just hit the random button.
No, but you'd be locked.
You want to force.
You're just not allowed to do it. If you want to change sex, you gotta find someone and have an operation. Then you got to keep yourself on like the correct hormones, and like, it becomes
it's a very different game. So.
Yeah, it becomes well, that's because my game is a game of everything.
Yes, this is the everything game.
Yeah, the everything game. Actually, that would be interesting. Having like be able to do like gender reassignment in a game, but then you had to like keep your hormones up and things like that.
Oh, so it's like you get given a particular gender at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, actually, I really like this. So it's like, no, you're assigned something.
Yeah.
And then but I don't want to. Like it's
well,
like
you don't have a choice.
Yeah, but I want to play I'm James and I want to play my white male power fantasy, but it's giving me a lady. So the only way
can
I can
you ever turn that skin in a game white enough for you? Do you want it to be just like just like a ream of paper?
I just want to do like pure white. Get rid of all other colors. So for the wow, that came out really wrong. I'm really sorry. Yeah, but no, actually, as an idea, I find that really interesting. That like forcing that in the player to say, no, you're assigned a particular gender, but and if you can change it, but there is difficulties that come along with that.
Yeah.
But video games are.
What?
What
are they? What?
It's not real life.
What sweeping comment are you going to make about video games that they have to be Dictator Renee?
They're not real life. Like,
This doesn't have to be all video games.
Joy of it.
No, all video.
Oh, okay. Pause for all video games.
Actually, Matomo does that. Because my friend Kate, and it's actually I've seen it happen to a couple of other people now. It'll say, "Oh, look at." We asked Kate, what her favorite type of bread is. That's one of the classic things.
Yeah.
This is what he said.
Uh-oh.
And I took a screenshot and I confronted her. I said, she checked her settings and it is on female, but the game doesn't give a fuck. The game doesn't give a fuck.
Nope.
So if you're playing Matomo, every once in a while, you might be being called a he. I haven't seen it go the other way yet. I assume it's because they just literally wrote the text and didn't put in a modifier.
I would say there's a lot of questions in there.
Yeah.
And I can see some may slip through.
Okay. So gender reassignment surgery in Fallout 5. That is like the main theme of Fallout 5. So everyone's trying to create some. It's Tumblr time is the subtitle, and everyone gets to create new genders. What would you choose?
I don't know. Girl? I like to play as boy characters.
What
your experience with Overwatch proved that wrong.
Yeah, but the boy characters are ugly. The Japanese guy, he's pretty cute.
So
he does have a nice butt.
Yeah.
So what kind of games do you play boy characters in?
Like Mass Effect.
Is that because Shepard is a hottie?
Yeah.
Sorry. We have an update from chat.
Yes.
Apparently, Elliot has been referred to as a female in the game. So maybe it is just trying to mix it up.
Maybe it's just actually
Mitomo. How often do you play
touched
Matomo?
No.
Every single day, like 6 times.
You
got to get your daily bonus.
I admit I haven't loaded it up in a while because people started making fun of me.
No. They made fun of you because you would take it out of Matomo.
No one talks about Matomo. Like you have to stay within the confines of Matomo.
Yeah. Well, you start posting like, oh, look at this cute photo I took of my virtual me in this
It was-
iPhone
oh,
game,
so
and then you
good.
post it like on your LinkedIn.
I didn't put it on my LinkedIn. I did not put it on my LinkedIn. But I may have been taking Mitomo pictures and putting them on Facebook.
You're very excited about
being
it.
mocked.
And I was mocked.
Rightly so in many cases.
And now it starts to come to peer pressure, and I just don't feel comfortable playing it anymore.
So sometimes I make a Mitomo picture with James in it,
we don't put them up.
but almost every time I do it, I take off his hat.
No!
When,
Leave
when,
my
when,
hat
my,
on.
when my wife saw his Matomo and it had the hat on, she said, "Fucking of course."
It's the baconest hat I could find.
Your identity is more than a hat, James.
I know, but I like my hat.
You really shouldn't.
It's really, one of the reasons. My hair's long, and I haven't had a haircut. And wearing a hat is easier than getting a haircut.
There is a place where you can go pay $10, get a ticket, and then when they call your ticket, they give you a haircut.
$10 for a haircut?
Yeah.
I have I've got a gift voucher for like a $70 haircut.
What?
And a beard
Ooh.
trim, and it comes with a beer.
Where's that at?
I don't know, I
hipster
can't remember.
place.
Some hipster place, yeah.
Because I went to a cool hipster place, and
Did they
it was pretty expensive to start
Did
with.
they give you a beer?
They do.
Was it good?
In fact, they will give me as many beers as I want.
Whoa.
They never showed, so I just assumed it was cheap beer, but it was fine. It was cold enough that I
Yeah.
didn't care. And then the prices kept going up, and then I just didn't make another appointment because I'm a coward and I can't tell them that your prices are getting too high for me. I'm just like, oh, I don't know when I'm free next. I'll just call you.
You're avoiding confrontation.
Sorry, lunatic fringe.
Oh.
Now the chair's in the wrong spot. Guys,
Don't wiggle. You're making it worse.
can't stop wiggling. Okay. Any other? This week I'm picking up Axiom Verge.
You are going to
finally.
get it on Vita?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that thing
Yeah.
you talked about.
Yeah.
I don't
Super Metroid inspired.
Yeah.
Metroidvania.
Because that's on
craziness.
PC as well, right?
Yeah.
It's been PC for a while.
Yeah.
But it's not
And it's
Vita.
been on PS4. And when we said it on the show the other week, PS4 release said it's also coming to Vita and it's cross-buy. Then a year later and it wasn't out. But it's basically a year now, and now it's coming out.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
What else is coming out soon? Kind of a big gap now.
Battleborn, Overwatch, Doom.
Yeah.
Nosgoth is shutting down.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a bit of a... not
Well,
really kind of
we're basically
much.
in the build-up, the run to E3
Yeah.
at the moment.
Uncharted's May.
Because I was getting keen on Doom, but now I'm far less keen on
Dreams
Doom.
is-
That's the thing.
Shattered.
I've got to say, okay, Battleborn I think is a fair representation.
Yeah.
But I think both Doom and Lost Reavers, their betas have done the main product may be greatly different.
Yeah.
And the betas have done nothing but hurt them.
Yeah. See, I think, Division, right? That had a beta, and I was like, I don't know what this thing is,
Mhm.
and I played it, and went, oh, I understand what it is. Yeah, this is my kind of thing, and it sold me. I was
Yeah.
already pretty sold, but it was like, oh, okay, cool. I will now buy this without hesitation because I know what it is.
Yeah. And even I liked the final beta.
Yeah, you liked it. Where this Doom one, because I mean, I'd say Battleborn might have worked okay for me because I've now played that PvP.
Yeah.
I'm like, if that game was cheaper, if it wasn't a full price, so it's $20 or something on Steam,
Yep.
I'd probably pick it up. I had fun, I enjoyed it. But Doom,
No.
they should have included
sorry.
maybe an arena for me to do shoot some demons in.
Yeah,
and
especially
then-
since the game has sort of arena sections. Just
Yeah.
in one of them might have given
Because
you
that
an
would have been
impression of it.
okay, well, I've got that. Because with Doom, there's also that stuff with the user levels and things. There's a whole side of it, like that crafting side, where people can make content.
Yeah.
So there could be some cool stuff there, but I don't feel good.
I assume that all the content will come out like that level I described where it just had arrows everywhere so you could find something.
Yeah.
Because it just felt like the pieces might be just too
Yeah.
generic. But I might be wrong.
I don't know.
don't know.
Maybe at the moment it's Overwatch. That's what I'm looking forward to, and that's what the bit got out of the beta. I already knew it. I already bought it
I think
anyway.
there's more beta for console on May 1st as well. I think I'm in that.
Well,
So.
I would like to play Overwatch on console because I may end up preferring it there than PC.
I played it on PC with a controller.
How did that feel?
Good. Yeah,
Yeah.
felt natural.
I should give that a go, actually. I didn't realise it had controller support on PC, but I should
I
give it a
didn't
go.
either, but it worked.
Star Fox is out this week.
Uh-huh.
Is it? Are you into
Did you say
that?
what is it?
I said, is it?
Oh, I'm like,
I'm not
like
that
I
young.
know, but I know you've got some N64 experience. Yes, it's out. I probably won't pick it up because it doesn't. From what I hear, it's quite good, and it's as much value as the original was on N64, which is not enough value for the modern day for me.
and I don't know how many people it will be for.
Nintendo games are expensive.
I feel like, yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of them launch around 70 in Australia, so that's.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it might be a bad run for Nintendo because it'll be, hey, look, we made that hardcore old school game you were all saying you wanted, and look, it sold 27 copies. We're not doing that again. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what comes out of this, and then everything's sad for a little while. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't feel like I need to force anything else.
No. What else? I don't know
Wait,
what's
one
going on.
question.
Well, you can ask as many
What
questions as you want.
game would you love to see remade?
Remade?
Oh, actually, first thing jumped in my head was System Shock 1, but that's happening. So
Yeah.
so great.
Crusader No Remorse.
Yeah.
Or Little Big Planet. Oh, not Little Big Planet, Little Big Adventure.
Little Big Adventure.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, like what games have I played that just don't hold up? Hell, Cyberpunk Thriller. No, don't
Don't-
really.
that'd be amazing.
Actually, that would be kind of good.
Dennis Hopper's dead, though.
Yeah. So Hell Cyberpunk Killer is an adventure game from Take-Two.
I love how you explain it because you know I have no
I know,
idea.
Well, no one knows
No one
Hell
knows
except
Hell.
us.
Hell
yeah.
Okay.
Cyberpunk.
No
Killer.
one knows Hell but
Yeah,
James
but
and
it was
Paul.
actually this really cool universe where they prove that hell exists, and that's so. If hell exists, God exists. So now there's the moral police that go around enforcing people don't sin, and you play some of the moral police. So it's like this kind of this mystery thing where you find out not all as it seems, and no spoilers. Because I know some people may go play Hell Cyberpunk Thriller
Oh, definitely. Everyone's running to that
when it's
one.
remade.
Realms of the Haunting from Mr. Producer.
that one remade.
Long time since I've done
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I suppose in Paul's news,
Yes.
in exciting news that everyone cares about, this week GOG re-released Requiem: Avenging Angel.
Oh, that game was cool.
I did really like that.
Yeah,
when it came out.
you started off. You played a full angel, but you start off in purgatory.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
It's got a whole bunch of like
cool
hellscapes and like from what I just remember really satisfying playing it. Plus, you could turn people into fucking pillars of salt. It's like fuck you, shh, you salt.
Yeah.
You know, you've been assaulted.
Is that really why you turn into salt?
Well, no.
Okay, I thought it was like a
I'm gonna
No, it's just like
natural thing.
I'm
well,
gonna-
no. The turning to salt thing is
Go check out my
is
goal.
Lot's wife from. Yeah, she gets turned to salt in the Bible. That great read.
Bible things. I don't
Yeah.
know these things.
Well, there's some bears.
There's always a bear. Bible got bears. There's
Yeah,
a
sounds
bear.
interesting.
Bible
Maybe
does
I'll
have
read
some
it.
There's a
bears.
bear. All right, hold on. I'm gonna have a look at my GOG account because I'm sure
what?
there's some stuff in here that I want remade.
You want remade? Okay.
Yeah. Biomenace. There we go.
Biomenace. That would be that fit right in
Yeah.
with
Modern creatures. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the kind of the really clever AI. And we've got Dungeon Keeper. We kind of had that remade. What else we got in here?
War
Lots
for
of
the
Kingsworth.
Overworld.
War for the
was
Overworld.
Dungeon
Do you
Keeper's
own all
remake.
of
Oh no, Magic Carpet. I would love a
Yeah,
modern
people have been
Magic
trying
Carpet.
to do that for a while, but it's
I
always
wanna-
like small teams that can't
Yeah.
quite pull it off.
Do you ride on a magic
Yeah, that's it.
carpet?
It's a
It's a Peter Molyneux game.
yeah,
Ah.
fully deformable terrain, multiplayer,
Really?
base building. The game's amazing.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Base? What?
Base building,
Yeah.
resource management.
Yeah, you
Oh,
go around
okay.
and collect resources for your magic, and your magic in part could deform the terrain and also build buildings, and you would build a base, which you'd then have to defend because you'd be. Would we bring back more resources
Yeah,
to it,
so
or
you-
you were protecting your
Well,
main
you
resource?
go out and hunt resources. Then I think there were mana. I think you might be able to
Mana
mine it.
fountains
Yeah,
and
mana
stuff, I remember,
fountains,
yeah.
and then balloons to go out and collect it. Like a massively ambitious game.
I
This
was
this
just
was
imagining Aladdin.
it's very Aladdin. Like artistically, it's very Aladdin. What?
Okay, Tyrannus, you mentioned Giant Citizen Kabuto,
Oh yes.
which I love Giants.
You do?
I am in the credits for Giants.
Oh, you're so proud of that.
Someone else referenced it. Thank you.
I
I once bought a copy of it. I saw it on a shelf that was only $3 because I felt sad that it was there at only $3, so I needed to put an extra copy on my shelf, and I hid it from my friends. Yeah, Giants is fucking amazing. It would be great to see it done with like modern techniques and everything. It's a pity they were trying to do basically a reboot of it. I can't even remember the name now, but unfortunately they tried to
Yeah.
kickstart it. It just did not.
Unfortunately,
catch on,
the
yeah.
license only has sway with Paul,
Well, it wasn't even a license
Yeah.
because they don't have the license.
Yeah.
They were just trying to do
the spiritual
a
successor.
spiritual successor. Yeah, they overestimated the amount of people with fondness for Giants, which should be more,
Yeah.
but not. Okay,
Soft porn adventure.
that'd be good.
That's which was kind of remade into Leisure Suit Larry. That's basically what Leisure Suit Larry 1 is soft porn adventure. And we kind of had a remake of that.
How about Rex Nebula and the Cosmic Gender
Oh,
Bender?
that was a good game.
Basically ties into what we've been talking about
You
all
were.
episode.
You could change your gender whenever you want in that.
If you could change your gender whenever you wanted, how many genders would you switch to?
You mean there's more than one?
Well, it's full of possibilities.
Oh.
But yes, there are more than one gender. I should have jumped on that a bit faster.
Yeah. Do you actually what?
No, we're just being stupid. You can take it as seriously or as
No,
stupidly as
fine.
you want.
I think it's 9:30, and I think we can finish now.
we can finish whenever we want.
We got this gold. I could do this for the next hour.
Yeah, you
Well, Amy in chat says Crash Bandicoot, so I agree.
Yeah, that one
should.
there.
That is rumored to
Yeah.
potentially be happening. But
Naughty Dog.
I've also heard lots of. What's that? Oh, that's that dude.
John Cena.
He was in Trainwreck. That's the only thing I've ever seen him.
The Amy Schumer one?
Yes, he had
Ah.
sex with Amy Schumer,
Oh.
and apparently I saw him on Conan, and he got in trouble from his wife/girlfriend. I can't remember which one.
Maybe both.
He's got two. So.
Yeah.
Maybe two. Maybe two. He seems nice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't throw him out of bed.
There's a few you would.
Well, because he's really big.
Yeah, like you'll lift
Take a-
him.
take a lot of-
You got a bad back. You can't do any
It's
heavy
true, I'm
lifting.
so old.
Yeah, you old man.
It's
with
mostly
your old,
better
your
now.
old man back.
Anyway, thank you for watching 8.5-Bit Live. You can catch it on our website, our Twitter, Facebook, blah 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 blah, our Instagram, our Grindr, our
MySpace.
Tinder,
Our Astro Attack.
my e-diary,
Your e-diary.
our live journal.
Your G-
Hashtag Save Nosgoth.
Hashtag Astro Attack.
You got a hashtag for us, Anais?
Hashtag 8.5-bit.
Hashtag
YOLO.